Oh, me and Dylan are here this week on the NerdPoint channel talking about Wonder Woman 84. There's a lot of things being released. I'm really excited about it all. I want to kick it off with the image we just looked at with her being suspended.
Oh yeah, like suspended in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does she fly?
Does she fly?
Can she fly? That's the tease at the end of the first one.
Yeah, they definitely teased that at the end. I wish they would have teased it a little more in Justice League, to be honest. But what room did they have to work with? Seeing as how we had two directors, but whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
we got the best thing we could from two directors, just like Solo.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I think she can fly. I don't think it's going to be something she uses the whole time or often, but I think she'll use it, just not exactly in the most she won't use it how Superman uses it, how he uses it all the time, etc. I think it's going to be one of those things she pulls out every once in a while because she still doesn't know how it works exactly.
But it's 60 years. It's 60 years almost. I think World War I started in 1920 or something. I might sound like an idiot right now. Whatever.
But here's the deal: if she can use it in this one, why didn't she use it in the first one, etc.?
Because she didn't know.
I mean, you would have thought she would have figured it out eventually.
Well, then why can't she just fly now?
Apparently, she can, according to this. I don't know.
I hope
that's what I want. I'm just going to start it off with, I think there's a lot of plot holes that they're going to have to explain in this movie, just due to the fact of, the current continuity, just going to address, flying, for one.
Yeah, she didn't do it in Justice League.
Yeah, she didn't do it in Justice League. New costume, so, why did it change in this one, not in Justice League? Why is she wearing the one from Wonder Woman 1? Chris Pine, etc., why she remembered him then and not why she remembered him from World War 1, etc., not 1984. There's a lot to explain, and I hope they do it, because if they don't, it's going to feel too disconnected.
Do you think they're trying to disconnect a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they are. They're doing that with Shazam, apparently. It's going to be pretty disconnected. They're only going to reference certain things, from other... They're going to reference characters, but not so much events.
Yeah, Superman. Superman's the big one.
Yeah, they'll probably reference Superman, but they probably won't reference, his battle with Zod. They probably won't reference Batman v Superman in the Doomsday event. They're probably not going to reference all those, but they'll be present.
I get what you're saying.
It's going to be a world where it exists, but, realistically, when the movie comes out, if the movies are moving in real time, it's going to be kind of old news. All those events, old news.
I think they kind of fucked up with the whole thing with Wonder Woman being prequels.
Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder is not a part of it anymore. And he he was the god of DCEU. He was sculpting everything. He was the sculptor.
Yeah, he laid a base foundation.
He's still the producer on Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah. I think it's good to have him as a producer.
I love Zack Snyder. People don't get him. And,
I think Zack Snyder as a producer will do a good job of, directing the director in a sense of, hey, this would be a fun little reference to do, this is important for this character, etc. I think Zack Snyder just has a vast knowledge of these things, so, him taking a part in it, but not being the full, taking full reins might be might be good.
Yeah, well, he's done after this. This is the exit. Zack Snyder will not be a part of this anymore.
Which is sad for me, but I get it. It needed to happen eventually.
Yeah, it is what it is. Off Zack Snyder. So we both really hope she can fly. It would be really weird at some point, but I think DC's almost asking us to forget about those other movies. This is the launching off point now.
Yeah.
This and Aquaman.
It's at this point, if they're launching off at a different point, they might as well reboot.
But you can't after Wonder Woman 1. You can't.
You can reboot. You just keep the same character. I mean, they rebooted Deadpool technically, but they kept Ryan Reynolds. You'd have to pull some shit like that, which is too hard to do in this case. You can't make a whole movie just to fix timelines like the X-Men Fox universe did, but whatever.
They've done that a few times.
Yeah, a few times.
I think
that's a lot of waste.
At the end of money. Deadpool 2, I'm pretty sure they did that shit. Again, fixed
fixed question mark everything.
Yeah, like he literally says, I'm fixing the timeline.
Yeah.
But
man, a world where Green Lantern doesn't exist.
This is it. Boom.
But yeah, so Chris Pine is back.
Okay, question mark. What you saw the picture, full 80s attire.
Yeah, he's got a members only jacket, which I think is pretty sweet. I have the same one. I just thought I'd say that. I have it in a couple different colors too. Thought I'd say that too. Fanny pack, athletic sweats, probably some
the Nikes.
The classic Nikes. They might have been Cortezes. I don't remember what they were.
They're classics.
They're classics.
He doesn't look that much older.
I don't think he really looks any older.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little, if any.
Yeah, a little more gray hair.
Maybe. I didn't even notice that. It might just be lighting. So,
what's the theory on what happened?
Honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things I want them to explain and explain properly. Because if they don't, I'm going to be a little pissed. Like, honestly, I think that if they don't explain certain things like that, it might ruin the movie. It might ruin Wonder Woman as a franchise.
And neither one of us wants that. She's a great
Wonder Woman 1
inspiration for women to just take charge and not blame other people. Almost
and also just
strong.
Such an inspirational character too.
Yeah.
Like such a major influence of all. I mean, she's part of the DC Trinity, so like it's important to do this character right. Like how it's important to do Batman right and to do Superman right, because if you don't do those characters right, we get George Clooney as Batman again, and that's a strange world. That's like
okay, I think there's three
that
theories.
That would be like casting Roseanne as Wonder Woman.
Oh god. Anyways, 3 theories on how Chris Pines gets back. Magic,
okay.
Time travel, manipulation.
Manipulation in what sense?
She's being tricked by somebody.
Okay.
And let's talk about it in that order.
Slightly different theory.
Okay.
There's one theory, and I don't remember if this actually happened or not. There's a theory of a distant relative ancestor type situation.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's it's his grandson or whatever, also named Steve Trevor, whatever. I don't know.
Steve Trevor the Third.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily put it as that because
that's easy.
It's easy. How would he look exactly the same? Manipulation's an interesting one. I kind of like it.
Let's talk about that one at the end, though.
Okay, what was the first one? Time travel?
No.
Magic.
I
think less likely, but it's still possible. I mean, magic happened.
Where she's in a world that gods exist.
Yeah.
So what is...
I mean, she's in a world where she exists, so it's anything can
what's
happen.
Possible. So I don't like to discount that, but that's probably my end. If anything, that goes into my last one. I think magic will... he's not physically there.
Yeah.
Nobody brought him magically back from the dead.
It's just so almost like manipulation.
So, but now let's go into back, what was... Oh, God. Time travel... This is getting bad. I'm getting distracted.
There's time travel. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty likely. I don't know. I mean...
Oh yeah, time travel. I don't think he time traveled or anybody... That's getting overdone right now. Yeah. It's in every movie. It was just in The Flash. He didn't time travel. He's not going to be the Terminator from the past or some shit like that. And... I really think it's coming down to the manipulation. And then it gets to my broader point. So I think she's being manipulated psychologically. He's not really there. It's somebody else.
Explain the clothing. She thinks someone else is him?
No, she's being manipulated magically.
Yeah, okay, I guess.
And it gets down to this whole thing, is Cheetah the big bad? I don't think Cheetah could actually be the big bad of this whole movie.
Well, like I said with the whole Steve Trevor thing, like it has to be explained and done properly, because if it's not, then it doesn't explain why in Wonder Woman 1, when she's right before the flashback, she's super super sad about like what happened, at the end of Wonder Woman 1. Steve Trevor dies, and they don't really like obviously that would get referenced. So like they wouldn't just be like, "Oh yeah, we forgot." Like it just wouldn't happen. So like it has to be explained properly.
And I think I trust in Patty Jenkins to tell this story properly.
I trust it. They just got to pull some crazy shit.
Well, all right. So do you? Okay, let's
Cheetah.
go into this. Cheetah. Do you think she's the big bad?
Yeah.
Like you think she can hold that? Like
Well,
I feel like she's Black Manta to Aquaman.
No,
like,
they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do
can't-
that twice. They wouldn't do it twice.
Really?
They wouldn't do it twice.
Okay.
I'll argue that.
Okay, so Cheetah is the big bad, and in the end, she's defeated, and she's no more.
No. But what I mean is like, I think it's going to be basically like in Avengers, like Avengers 1. We find out that somebody put Cheetah up to it, etc. Like, the real big bad, except pretty much is going to be, I think, a Wonder Woman 3 villain. It's a big setup for Wonder Woman 3. I think that's what this movie is. They're creating a good story, but they're basically, the ending isn't, the big bad is going to, technically, I think the main villain is going to be Cheetah. I think the real threat is coming in Wonder Woman 3, if they make that, and they're setting up the very end to be that. Someone put Cheetah up to it, etc. We kind of find out at the end, we kind of don't. We get references, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember what happened at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yeah.
They like reference bigger events coming up. That's what they're going to do, I think.
I can see that. And my big thing is Cheetah doesn't have the powers to manipulate magic like that. She's
serving someone. I'll almost guarantee that.
So,
if she isn't,
who's she serving?
Yeah,
like
and if she
the
isn't
question.
at the beginning of the movie, I think by the end she would be.
Who she's gonna serve? Because I feel like that person's the person that can conjure this manipulation to Wonder Woman to see Chris Pine's Steve Trevor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to like...
And then put him in the entire of the 80s. Like
some of this is so like I understand it's like comic book movie, but some of it's so far out there that it's hard to get behind. Like I want to know how they're gonna do it. Like it concerns me almost.
Well, this movie just started. We just got pictures and that's it. We have nothing.
Yeah, but the whole movie is planned out. What I'm just worried about is how all of it's fitting together. I don't want them to make something so easy that it doesn't make sense with the other movies, but I don't want it too complex to where nobody gets it, even though it would fit with the other movies.
Kind of like Black Panther. Like, Black Panther was really, like, you didn't need to know the other movies that much.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know how Claw lost his arm or anything, that wouldn't have been a big deal.
Yeah, or like, what was the guy who showed up in Civil War? The Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
I forget his name. But, like, honestly, at the beginning of Black Panther, when he showed up, I was like, who the fuck is this? Because I forgot he showed up in Civil War.
It was a totally just standalone good movie. You can go watch. And that's why I think they make the Wonder Woman ones prequels. Because you don't have to watch any of that. It's just good movie.
Yeah.
And I'm a big person that says take Wonder Woman out of these movies, and it's still a great movie. And that's what makes a good superhero movie. Take Black Panther out of that movie, still a great movie.
Yeah.
If you didn't call her Wonder Woman, it would be great. And in the end, I'm psyched to see the color scheme change. The gray's gone. It was very prevalent to me when Justice League came out, and you saw the big blue Boy Scout. Like, he was blue.
I think that's just color grading. Like, it's like...
No, it is.
Honestly, I don't think the suits were really all that different color-wise. I think they were maybe a couple shades off, but in all reality, it's all shading, lighting, and editing.
Exactly.
And the editing was way different for Justice League. Honestly, I think if Zack Snyder finished it, it would have been more blue, but not quite as blue. Like, I think... Also, something that's important to think about is, like, some of these characters, like, developments, like, are such a process. Like, if you think about Arrow, for example, like, Oliver Queen is like, his first costume is shit in Arrow.
Oh, right? I made it in my bedroom.
Yeah, the progression. You made a version of it. But, like, the progression to the costume, season 4 is my favorite costume.
Oh, it's great.
It's the most accurate. They did Rebirth comics, like Green Arrow Rebirth. It's the same fucking costume, and it looks great. Excuse me.
I love how...
he's going to get the goatee. He's going to get the hair. I hope they give him a better mask. I think that'd be cool.
I heard he's getting the hat. No,
I think he said that he'll never wear the fucking hat.
I'm
pretty sure
we're not going to bother looking it up right now, but I'm almost positive he was like, we're getting the full goatee hat.
I heard goatee and hood, but I'm going to call bullshit on the hat.
Okay.
But, it's all...
The costumes are getting better, right?
The costumes get better over time.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if we did get if we're getting that standalone Batman movie that's, say, a prequel. The first Batsuit would probably look like shit, and nobody would probably like it. But, like, people loved the Batman v Superman 1 because it's the Frank Miller version of the suit. Like, it looks fucking great.
Kevin Smith said he cried when he saw it.
Yeah, as you should. I was like, whoa, that's a fucking scary fucking dude. Like, that's bam. That's an end result costume. That's 20 years of that costume in the making. Whereas Superman's fresh, new, based on Kryptonian shit. Kryptonians had the gray and black suits.
By the way, costumes made for superheroes at this point that are that tight and stuff are literally made off of that design he made for Superman. Like the little like
the texture,
all that.
Well,
like,
you know where the texture suit started.
That.
Well, you know where the texture suit started?
Where's that?
Superman Returns with Brandon Routh.
Oh.
It started with that. There was little Superman emblems embossed onto the suit. It's so fucking hard to tell, but it's there.
They dulled that movie out so much.
But like if you
that
look
dude's
up close,
crazy anyways.
But if you look up close, you can tell. And so like it's all a progression. So I think like when people look at the Zack Snyder versions of the suits, like they need to understand like it's progressive, but at the same time it's color grading because Wonder Woman's had her suit for so long.
Oh, and
in Justice League it was brighter. That's just color correction.
I've watched on YouTube somebody that literally color corrected all of Man of Steel.
Yeah,
and took out
it looks like Justice League.
It looks way better. Honest, I hate to say it like that. That's the Superman that I grew up with, the big, like royal blue suit, and
I mean, some people like it.
And then it's like, oh, that's actually the color of the suit.
Yeah,
and Zack Snyder just, I don't know.
It was just
he likes
editing.
the dark tone, and that's his thing. I mean,
he took a darker take on it.
Are we surprised after 300?
No, I'm not surprised. Watchmen.
Right?
Watchmen was already dark. He made it darker.
Right? Oh, dude. Real quick. This is the last... Okay.
Well, one more thing.
Okay, you do your thing, and I'll do my thing.
Yours is more on subject of what we're on now.
Okay, so Watchmen, I was super psyched. When did that movie come out? Like 2002? Like 2004? Something like that?
2009.
No. I was not 19 and went and saw that with my grandparents. I'll tell you that much.
All right. Well, hold on.
And Dylan, look this up, and I'll tell this story real quick. So
2009, you fucking prick.
Really? I was 19? Holy shit!
Yep.
Watchmen came out. All right. Yeah. Got to rethink about life.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. I knew it.
It was the height of all the superhero craze. Spider-Man 2 and 3 just came out, and I went and visited my grandparents, and they were like, "What do you want to do?" Oh, this movie Watchmen's coming out, and it looks super good. Mm-hmm. I want to go see that. Oh, we can go see that. So my grandpa, my grandma, and me get in the car and go to the theater and buy tickets for Watchmen.
And then you watch it, and you're like, oh.
No, and at first I was just like, fuck. You can see bones breaking. This is really awkward watching with my grandparents.
Oh, yeah, it gets much worse.
And then that big blue dick comes on the screen.
And it's just like, bam.
And I'm just like, what did I take my grandparents to?
Yeah.
God damn it, Zack Snyder. And we walked out of that theater in silence.
I bet.
Not a word about it. We didn't talk about the movie when we went home.
No.
Nope.
Just went home, went to bed.
Yeah, not to mention. Well, how'd you like the movie? Oh, it was good. So that was it. Anyways, bring it back. I just had to share that story about Watchmen. Like,
it's those costumes were accurate. But okay, main point.
Okay, last
brighter,
thing.
Not only is the costume brighter, it's different.
I didn't notice the difference.
You didn't notice the difference? Okay.
No, what are the differences here?
Okay. Okay.
Like, to me, it looked pretty similar. Like, I mean, she had the blue skirt, the red top. And also, are we just ignoring the fact they have to make new toys? Like, half of this is toys.
Well, that's how these movies make their money, really. Like,
Yeah,
this is how...
that's how the TV shows Young Justice got canceled, because they weren't selling toys. They weren't making enough money off toys. So, it just... Of course they changed the costume.
I mean, it's how you sell more. It's how you sell more toys.
Well,
it's how you sell more products. It's like one of those things that it's one of those things that like people complain about, but I'm not mad about it. Like, I fucking get it. Like,
you got to make your money.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, it's just so they can sell more toys. Well, no fucking shit. Like, really.
Oh, you mean you're upset that they have to make money?
There's definitely some differences.
But Marvel cuts their fucking nose off. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they do.
You know why?
Because
they refuse to make X-Men toys and Fantastic Four toys for the movies.
Well, yeah.
Even though they would get profit. Like, the movies don't get money off that. They still have the rights to that. But they stopped the X-Men comics. They stopped Fantastic Four. Like, they literally are going out of their way to make it hard for other studios that have their characters to make money.
Yeah.
And then Sony played ball. Okay. And now it's actually looking like they're not even in Fox. You close?
Yeah. Okay, so I think one of the big differences is like just basic shapes of certain things.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell just slightly. There's slight changes, but I think they're for the best.
Yeah, I don't think they're big changes. I think they're toy changes.
Yeah, they're toy changes, but like I think they're going to change up the boots a little.
Which is fine.
Up the top slightly. The armbands definitely a little bit.
The skirt's not as long in the back.
Yeah.
Which
that's fine.
I don't know. I'm not breaking down the costume. It looks great. They did a great job. I'm glad they didn't put her in the unitard. Metallic. Yeah, and it is what it is. Like, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with Patty Jenkins can do what she wants now.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's not the looming factor. Like, you have to do this because this is what I'm going to do ultimately in my movies. And now there's somebody new in control.
I mean, yeah, but like that's every movie.
Yeah, but
like
she gets to just make her choices.
Like, that's the thing, is like if somebody took over Suicide Squad, like Suicide Squad 2, like they can make any changes they want.
But it's nice that there's not this looming...
I don't know where you're going with this.
Zack Snyder fucked up the DCEU. That's where I'm going with it.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say
he shoehorned his wants and needs into making the movie instead of making the most popular.
We both disagree with this when we talk about Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman. It's not directors' faults. It is the studio's fault. Studios cut out shit that they deem unnecessary because they don't understand the movies the way the director does, because it's their fucking movie.
So
think about this. Yeah, think about this.
You're right.
Wonder Woman 1 the studio didn't fucking touch Wonder Woman 1. There are no deleted scenes from Wonder Woman 1. If there were and they cut out a bunch of shit,
it wouldn't have been that great.
It wouldn't have been a good movie, and it would have been somehow Zack Snyder's fault still, because he fucked up the DCEU, but that's not true. Warner Brothers is fucking things up. Warner Brothers has learned slowly that they need to stop touching these things. They didn't touch Wonder Woman. They touched Suicide Squad less.
They touched it a lot.
Actually, I'd say they fucked with that more.
That's probably the one they fucked with the most.
And realistically, people would say that one's the worst. And
I enjoy it, but that's the whole thing.
It's still a fun movie, but that's not the point. The point is like, when people sit here and complain saying the directors ruined this, David Ayer did not fucking ruin Suicide Squad. Within the 11 minutes more that Suicide Squad has in their extended edition, it's still better. They explain
every extended edition's been better.
True, and that's why studios shouldn't touch things. They haven't touched Wonder Woman 1. That's why it was good. They really fucked up Justice League.
Oh, like they should.
They should have let one director do it. They should have reshot either the whole fucking movie or, unfortunately,
bit the bullet.
Yeah, they should have just let Zack Snyder's vision of it be complete. Because I guarantee, if Joss Whedon hadn't been the overbearing person he is in the sense of he wants it to be his movie and his vision, if he could have just finished it, which I agree is hard, if he could have just finished it the way Zack Snyder had, I feel like he definitely could have continued with what Zack Snyder was going for, but he wanted to make it his movie.
Yeah.
It didn't work that way. I think letting the directors do what they want is good. I don't think it's Zack Snyder's fault, though. Patty Jenkins can do what she wants with this movie, but it's not because Zack Snyder's not there. Zack Snyder is there.
Yes and no. I can see the less that he's being involved, and maybe it's parallel to the fact that they've learned not to touch the movies since Zack left.
Yeah, because that's probably one of the reasons why he left. He didn't want them touching his fucking movies, and he's getting a bad rap over it.
Yeah, but James Wan and Patty Jenkins are gonna get to do whatever they want right now, and it's looking like these are gonna be great.
And do you think they would be if the studios touched the movies as much as they did to Zack Snyder?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I agree.
That's the big point I'm making is like they fucked him over.
I'm just trying to be on both sides here. I love Zack Snyder's movies. I'll watch them all the time. When I'm bored, I throw Batman vs. Superman in.
Yeah,
Ultimate Edition.
It's still a fun movie.
Man of Steel comes on, I'm watching that shit.
Yeah, no.
Like, great movie making, and he had a different vision than a lot of people were wanting.
He liked Injustice a lot. Like, that was his shit. And
you can really tell he's a video game fan. Let's close... Okay, we've been trying to close this off. Let's close this off with just one final Zack Snyder talk, since he's the executive producer behind this film still. He's a huge video game fan.
Oh, yeah.
You can see it in the fight scenes on Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, it's inspired by the Arkham games and, like...
The whole story is Injustice.
Yeah.
Basically. Like, I mean,
yes and no. Like, it's definitely heavily influenced by Injustice, whether it's just the world's tone or influences that could lead up to an Injustice-type movie, yeah. Yeah,
and the vision that Batman has is totally...
The nightmare sequence, yeah.
Yeah,
He's seen Injustice.
That's an Injustice moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the greatest stories going on right now. It is just literally throwing everything at the fan and just being like, what if?
So, with that thought, do you think that this will have some type of, like, reference to any video games? Because it's not really Wonder Woman video games, but do you think it's going to be heavily more influenced by comics? Do you think it's going to be more influenced by movies that kind of fit this genre more? Like, you know how, like, Spider-Man Homecoming was very, like, John Hughes films influenced? I would say more so than comic books, even. Where do you think this lies in terms of inspiration? Or do you think it's completely original?
I think Patty Jenkins is a great filmmaker, and she's going to go in there and make the best film possible and stay true to the character. And it's going to be with the last one. Like, it's just going to be a great film done right.
But where do you think she's drawing influences from? That was my question.
I have no clue.
Okay,
like,
that's fair. No, that's fair. I have no clue.
Like, and I'm okay with it because I saw the first one. Yeah. And I don't know that much about Wonder Woman.
Like, Aquaman, we can see where there's influences. But, like, this, it's different. You don't know exactly where it's coming from. Which is kind of nice, because you, like...
We'll talk about the Aquaman thing. I have a whole theory of what they're doing there.
Yeah, but that's just me saying, there we can see where, there's influence from, you know, Batman v Superman, Justice League. But here, you don't really see influences.
I think they're doing New 52. Let's say that. I think...
Some comics, okay.
Like, I think that it's just the New 52 run.
That's fair. Okay.
Like, that's the inspiration. Okay. I saw it in the first one.
Yeah.
And New 52.
Okay. That's
now that I thought about it a little bit.
That's fair.
Not Rebirth, New 52. My ex used to read the comics. It is going right along with it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
final thoughts?
I think it's going to be a great movie. I'm excited. I'm going to go see it.
I'm nervous, though, too.
Yeah, the Chris Pines thing's what's made me nervous. Like,
Continuity is what's making me nervous. Continuity. Like, I don't want them to just completely disregard everything they said in the other movies, because that's a big movie turnoff for me.
Well, I mean, we got a year or so until it comes out. Aquaman comes out next. We'll talk about that here soon. Mm-hmm. And, it'll be a good one. I can't wait to see if she flies. That's how
I'm sure she'll fly.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll fly.
Well, this was Dylan and James on the NerdPoint channel talking about Wonder Woman. You can follow me at Mayhem Ren on Twitter. Or Mayhem_Ren on Twitter.
Ooh, you fucked up. No, yeah. And me at R2 Dylan.
And we'll be doing something on Aquaman here soon. Catch you next time.